Well, Rosaria, thank you for joining us for this conversation.
Thank you.
Really grateful for the work that the Lord's called you to, and been really encouraged personally by the things that you've written in your two books. I'd love to hear you talk a little bit today, focusing here in thinking about ministry to college students. And one of the things that seems to have happened in the broader conversation about gender and sexuality is that it's really changed the dynamic of Christian friendship, even the idea of friendship. And there's this very high virtue of, historically, this very high virtue of friendship, and within the Christian tradition, it's incredibly important, but it's made it very awkward, I think, for people to build solid same-gender friendships. So maybe could you talk a little bit about that and how we should address that as Christians?
Right, absolutely. Well, friends come together as image bearers of a holy God. So friendship is one of the great gifts that God gives us, and that relationality of the Trinity is often, a kind of the backdrop of friendship. So friendship fundamentally depends on my being an image bearer of a holy God, and by grace reflecting that in knowledge and righteousness and holiness. And it's that kind of friendship. It's a friendship that's always mediated through Christ. So it's that kind of friendship that is safe and powerful and flourishing and God glorifying. Now, we live in a world that has completely adopted a bereft category of personhood. And that category is sexual orientation. What I mean by that is not that people don't have sexual desires, or that those sexual desires don't lead them to different objects of choice. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that that's not a category of personhood. That is not what defines a person, although that has been reified now in the Supreme Court's decision. So young people are really struggling between these two definitions of who I am. So it's a huge problem. It's a problem of ontology, we would say, and it's also a problem of theology, and it's a problem of anthropology. But if we accept the 19th century invention of sexual orientation as a category of personhood, which makes a person who identifies as lesbian, one species; a person who identifies as bisexual, another species; a person who identifies as gay, another species; a person who identifies as transgender, another species. We can go on for some time because there are about 50 species now, right? If we accept that, then what we are fundamentally doing and saying is that all relationships are potentially sexually charged. And as soon as you say that, all same-sex friendships are dangerous. So we talk about homosexuality as a sin that needs to be mortified, not a behavior that needs to be modified, but a sin that needs to be mortified. And if we instead see it as a morally neutral reality of personhood, then what we in effect are saying is that there's no taboo, there's no problem. Two men standing together talking could easily be gay. In the same way that the taboo against incest works not only to protect children, but also to protect the image of the family. What does the daughter, what does the dad kissing his daughter at the bus stop mean? Well, in part because of the incest taboo, we know it means that the dad is kissing his daughter and she's going off to school. But if that taboo no longer had any salience in society, who knows what that means?